Hi everyone, it's that time again. Yes, the rare opportunity I get to do an in-universe set musings. So we've got Lorwyn Eclipsed, and it's coming out on the 23rd of January. And I noticed this evening, I'm actually recording this on the evening of the 9th of January 2026 here in Nova Scotia. And I'll probably release it either after I've recorded this or the following day. So this should come out, this should drop on a Friday now, so Saturday. So either Friday late or Saturday early. So there you go. So yeah, Lorwyn Eclipsed. I thought it was a good opportunity to go through, get first impressions of the set. I've really not looked at the set at all, apart from get a bit of a vibe off of the artwork. So this is really a sort of a journey into the unknown. I'm bound to make loads of mistakes as a consequence, so you have to forgive me for that. I will include in the description, and it should fit, there's about 44 tabs here I think, but it should fit in the description. You know, anybody that uses Scryfall will know that the links can actually be quite long sometimes. But I'll include all the links, both Scryfall links and the MTG wiki, which is now, if you didn't know already, it's been the case for a while, but it's actually hosted on Scryfall on their servers. So let's just scroll down and get ourselves a bit of a vibe. The observant of you will notice theme decks are back. Now, when I checked earlier today, because that only sort of really hit my hit my radar today, I suppose, when I was sort of having a quick look. I think I'm right in saying that, you know, theme decks, as they're called, theme decks, the last time they were released before they became intro decks would have been the original block, sort of Lorwyn Shadowmoor era. So this is rather interesting, and we'll look at the theme decks towards the end. I've obviously had to sort of choose to not do certain things in this episode, but hopefully I'm going to cover all the sort of favourite things you like me to do. I'm not going to be really looking at prices at this point, and we will have a look at the balance between new cards and reprints, but there's not really a sufficient amount of reprints to really make it worth going down like an EDH rabbit hole at this point. You'll see why in a moment. Hopefully all the slicings are correct. There's room here for various error, mainly on my part, and I'm sort of adopting the same. If you've seen, I think, what the previous few episodes where I slightly changed the way I structure this and slice it, it's very much based on the same approach that I use for Edge of Eternities, and before that the Tarkir Dragonstorm set, and probably a couple of sets before that. So first things first, let's just, because this is the first time I've had a proper look, let's just look and see what we've got here. So as I said, what's the release date again? Yeah, 23rd of January. Preview finished today. And I think everything is correct, but again, forgive me if there's a few oversights here. We have themes, mechanics, light, dark, color, hybrid, kindred, type all, -1/-1 counters, keywords and ability words, blight, changeling, convoke, transform, vivid, conspire, persist and wither. We will be revisiting this page towards the end. It's actually quite useful because for me to also add cycles as tabs, it would have got crazy. So I decided not to do that. So we have, ECL is the code for the standard portion. we've got Commander, it's ECC, and we'll take a look at those cards quickly, and then special guests as well. And so you can work your way through this. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, picking everything out. Just scroll down quickly. There's our Commander decks, and we'll look at some of the cards there. And those are the theme decks. There's 2 theme decks. And I'm sure if you were interested, you could go down the rabbit hole. I thoroughly recommend. I was going to include it as a link, but I think it's actually down the bottom anyway. Let me have a look. I would definitely recommend checking out the WPN stuff, yeah, because there's a lot more information on there surrounding, you know, the products and some of the sort of marketing rationale behind the these returning theme decks. So yeah, definitely check that out, but I'm not going to have it as a tab up here because you can find it down the bottom here. So first of all, like we usually do, let's just get a bit of a vibe for the set aesthetic in terms of the artwork. So we've got 273 draft cards, and you'll notice, yeah, we've got this here, okay, as well. So these double-sided, double-faced cards. We'll have a quick look. We'll revisit that and maybe, you know, get a proper feel for exactly how that works towards the end of the video, if I indeed remember to do that. Oh, there's Crib Swap. That's a reprint. I'm pretty sure. I did the slicing earlier, and yeah. Well, let's not give any much away going forward, but I think I already said there's not too many reprints. You can see here that we've got the usual enchantment speckling around the side here, and interesting to see. You know, I like doing this, just scrolling through, because you always get a feel for, you know, have they made any sort of subtle changes to the inner borders. You know, which have changed a bit over time, and you can see we've still got this sort of legendary border here, and as already pointed out, the sort of enchantment bordering here as well. You can see we've got, you know, obviously it's fairly easy to spot the rarities. Some sets harder than others. But also, can you see down here, we've got this sort of qualifier as well down in the bottom corner. It's rarity. Definitely, you know, getting a vibe a bit of that period on certain cards as well. You'll notice there's some elementals in the set, which obviously I'm pleased about. And it would be interesting to see what the artwork vibe on that is. I may even go out and push the boat out and buy a single pack of these when it comes out. But we'll see. Not promising anything. There you go. There's another flip card. Interesting if I remember to see how those actually work. Oh, legendary enchantment. Cool. There we go. Where's Ashling? Got Convoke in the set, and as we go through the different rarities and colours, hopefully we'll see how the stuff's sort of bubbling up, which is why I do that now. It's interesting to see like where the different keywords, abilities, themes, how they sort of manifest in the different rarity levels. So, you know, you can imagine if you're opening a pack for the first time, you know, what impression might you get, particularly if there's a lot of a particular theme or mechanic in say at common, you know, particularly if you're not opening many packs like me now. Oh look, Wither, cool. And got Vivid, Blight, Changeling. This card is every creature type. Yeah, we're definitely getting that sort of eerie, Kithkin, white-eyed vibe going on if you're familiar with the earlier set. I'm sort of through the lens of a more modern sort of Magic the Gathering artwork treatment here. And we're moving on to the multicolours here. We'll get a feeling in a moment for just how far the sort of multicolour component extends across the set. Notice we've got hybrid mana. I wonder if we've got a bit of a cycle going on here. We'll do a review of the cycles at the end. As I mentioned earlier, Emptiness, Elemental Incarnation, Evoke. Okay, so this... Was it Figure of Destiny? Was that the card? Was it a red-white card, wasn't it, with this sort of proto levelling up on it? And if anybody remembers from the original set. There's so many rabbit holes you could go down here. And then we get the usual, in amongst this, you know, we've got the usual multicolored cards alongside the hybrids. I don't know. We'll see in a moment as we go through if we've got like combination colour and then hybrid. I don't know if we've got that in here. That was more of a... Was that more of a sort of shards thing they did? Yeah, I can't remember from the original. This original sort of plain, whether they did cards which had both single colour and hybrid in them alongside. Yeah, I just can't remember off the top of my head. Okay, moving on. Number of colourless things. Oh, look what we've got. Looks like, yeah, we've definitely got a cycle here of rare lands. Oh, good old Evolving Wilds with yet different artwork. I all like the different artwork in Evolving Wilds. Always nice to look forward to that. Oh, cool! Cool basics there. Wow, be good to see the full set. And we've got the full art basic lands, and we'll revisit those in a moment. Some borderless cards, of which there are 13. Those look pretty cool. Showcase cards. I'm warming to this sort of some of these alt styles, aesthetics a bit more than I was originally when they first came out. I think somewhere in here we'll be able to see the ones that I don't particularly like, just because they throw me. My basic rule of thumb is, do they still look like a Magic card? So you can see with these, yeah, they've got that same, you know, there's the line up here, and then there's this down here, and that all sort of shines through. So you can just tell by looking at it, oh yeah, that's a Magic card. Where it gets a bit blurry for me, where sometimes I can't tell if it's a token. You get some cards like that. Just by looking at it straight away. And then sometimes you get cards where you think it might actually just be an artwork card as well. But yeah, these have still got discernible components. So sorry, I'm blithering on here without really explaining. So reversible shock lands. Ooh, nice. That's pretty cool. Not sure if they've done that before, actually. Headliner card. Extended art. Japanese showcase cards, right. Okay, 10 of those. Oh, they're pushing the boundary here a bit. Yeah, we're still, yeah, okay, so that's, yeah. If I saw that, I would probably, yeah, I'd still identify it as a magic card, I reckon. And then the promos. It's interesting, they got a bit of that, you know, that vibe that they had on colour shifted cards from the whole block where they did all sorts of weird time shifting, colour shifting. Was it Time Spiral block, I think? And that has that vibe where this line here, the type line, is a bit of a darker colour than, so well, it is actually, you can see a lot clearer here. The darker shade, should I say? Yeah. That's the only thing would confuse me with these a little bit when I looked at them. If I didn't see the set symbol, I thought there might be some sort of colour shifting shenanigans going on there. Yeah, all in all, nothing too. These are pretty sparkly, aren't they? Wow. Yeah, if you're interested in the breakdown of the different sort of packs, I couldn't even tell you how many different styles of packs there are now. Then, like I said, you can go through and yeah, I've got the MTG Wiki article that should break down the marketing. Okay, here we go. Let's dive in. So, 273 draft cards, and that's what we're mainly going to focus on when we slice and dice it. So we've got 13 cards here. These are the white cards, and they are at common, and they're in mana value order here. So we have some Kiskin, just a one-drop Kiskin there. Exile this card from the graveyard. Cradle, okay, some graveyard shenanigans. Modal card, okay, that's interesting. So we've got instant speed pump with first strike and untapping. Okay. Blight. Sacrifice this aura. So we're seeing Blight here in white at common. Okay. Oh, Merfolk in white here. We'll see when we get on as well, and we revisit the article on MTG Wiki. We'll see some of the we go through the cycles. We'll see what the draft indicators are in the set and how that breaks down. Give us a clue as to, you know, how things are sort of spread out in terms of the different types of creatures, things like that. There's Convoke, Flying, Convoke again, that's our top end. We've got Treefolk Cleric. So we're seeing Merfolk, Kiskin, Clerics, Soldiers, Scouts with, like I said, common. Okay, moving on to white uncommon. 16 cards versus 13. There's Blight again. And here we go. To behold, okay, here we go. Behold a Kiskin. Choose a Kiskin you control, or reveal a Kiskin card. So I should keep my eye open for anything like that with other creature types, I think. -1/-1 counters. Okay. -1/-1 in here. It's token generation. After exiling a creature and then returning it. Oh. It's pretty quite a lot going on in some of these cards, actually. As our elemental, we got vivid on that. Convoke again. Modal stuff. And okay, so yeah, as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may blight 2. You may put -1/- cancel creature you control. And if you choose that additional, if you pay that additional cost, you also get to choose both instead of just one. Interesting. I'm trying to think if they've ever done that before. So it's like conditional modal. Oh, there's so many things to try and keep an eye out for here, isn't there now? Okay, this is here because it's got Sig on the other side now. I'll try and remember to flip these as we go through. And no doubt when we get to the end, all will be revealed as to what's going on here. There's some transformation here, isn't it? As well. Okay, so these just... looks like there might be... This is a fairly straightforward transform. Yeah. Okay. I think I've answered my own question here now. If I actually bothered to read the card. So transforms into Sig, which is white. Right. Oh. So this is a mixture of rares and mythics, and we'll go through at the end and specifically look at the mythics, but you can see there's an Ajani in here, a mythic. We've got legendary creature, elemental god. First strike life link. 13 here. We've got some counter stuff here, as in moving counters around. Oh, Ajani's spitting out green and white Kithkin creature tokens. Well, look at these, because clearly there's going to be a cycle that's worth exploring in one place. So, oh look, exile a Kithkin you control. So behold again, behold a Kithkin. Convoke, +X/+X, flying lifelink. Creature spells you cast have convoke. Oh my. It's a card in addition to other creature types and has power and toughness 1/1. Blue. Well, yep. Merfolk Rogue. It's Elemental Soldier. Fairy Rogue. Elemental Wizard. Merfolk Citizen. Merfolk Wizard. There's our Elemental. What's our... So that is our top end card at... or creature at common. So we've got Convoke in blue at common. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of Convoke here. Oh, there's Vigilance at common. Do I see any other key? Oh, there's Blight again. So Blight looks like it's fairly prominent in the set. We've got land cycling as well. There's some bounce at common. Just going to quickly jump back because I'm curious. Seeing that bounce, what have we got here in terms of removal? Common in white. Okay, yeah. On to uncommon. Counter target spell with mana value 2. Behold a Behold a merfolk. Elemental wizard, merfolk soldier, another elemental wizard. Okay, so wizard's a bit of a thing. Oh, there's a shapeshifter, there's another elemental. And what's this? 7-drop kindred sorcery. Okay, so yeah, we've got this making a reappearance as well. Where you've got, what's it, typed sorceries. Here. I wasn't looking to see if we got other cards like that, but I just reminded myself that it was a thing, wasn't it? Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on here. The stun counters. That's a mythic there, because it's rares and mythics. That's okay. Oh, behold. A merfolk can exile it. More convoke. There's Sig. Blue and white. Okay, so we got static ability and then 2 regular ones. Same on here. Moving on to black at common. Bile Vile Boggart. -1/-1. Oh, this one when the creature dies. This turn create a 2/2 black and green elf creature token. Oh, Auntie's Sentence. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Oh, I've got some equipment going on. Oh, more blight. -1/-1 counters. Oh, some mill. At common. Oh, here we go. Lots of -1 and lose life as a resource. Whenever this creature attacks, you draw a card and lose 1 life. This creature enters, you may blight 1. You may blight 1 if you want to. Oh, look, it's all, yeah, -1/-1 all over the place. Uncommon. Elf creature, elf warrior. Actually, let's just check the types here. So we've got elves. Yeah, elf warlocks. Okay, cool. Okay, kindred enchantment. Goblin. Requiting Hex. That's a good name for a card. Wretched Wretch. Darkness Descends. -1/-1 counters on each. That's the name of a... That's the name of a Dark Angel album, isn't it? Darkness Descends, I think. Gutspitter Gang. Perfect Intimidation. Modal Sorcery. Oh, that's a pretty nasty looking elemental. It's got Menace and Vivid. When this creature enters, each opponent gains X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of colours among permanents you control. Yeah, I seem to have blight everywhere. Set as well. Right, moving on to rares and mythics. Moon Shadow, bit of blue, Grub, Storied Matriarch, some black and red. Legendary enchantments here. One Song Aria. There's echoes of earlier artwork as well that probably have got similar names way back in the original sets from this plane. Twilight Diviner. So we've got elves, fairy rose, goblin warlocks, elementals. There's an elf assassin here. More blight. And that card. Oh, there we go. So yeah, if you're going to open a pack of these and you only have one pack, you're probably going to get blight. Right, rare, common. 2 damage to target creature, deals 4 damage to that creature instead if this spell's additional cost was paid. Okay. This one +0, more blight, surprise, surprise. Oh, treasure tokens. Counters, reach, 3 damage for 3. Five damage for 4. Do we have a... I'm just sort of seeing what our common removal in red might be like. Do we have a 2-drop sort of here or 1-drop shock type thing? Moving on to uncommon. It's 2 and 1. Trample and haste. Flame Braider. 2 mana in any combination of colours. Spend this mana only to cast elemental spells or activate abilities of elemental sources. Giant Fall. Seer, 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker for 2. Goat Nap. Oh. If that creature's a goat. Okay. Gain control of a target goat. Blight 1, -1, -1. Blight. 1/1 black and red goblin creature tokens. Vivid, other giants you control have double strike. So giants, goblins, shapeshifters, warriors, elementals, sorcerers, it's all in here. Goblins, not surprisingly. Moving on. Just fix that. Rare and mythic. Elemental sorcerer. Seeing quite a number of elementals, aren't we? Giant wizard. And surprise, surprise, blight and convoke. And you can see here this one's Behold Elemental as well. So as we move through the colours, you're probably noticing the Behold something is, changing according to the colours. So now we move on to green. Assert Perfection. Oh, one of the green 0/4, which taps to add 1 mana of any colour. I was curious where our green mana dork might crop up and what that might look like. It's a Treefolk Druid. And we got Mill in green as a way of... Wow, okay. So we've got top card tutoring through Mill in green, and then you get to pick a permanent card and return it to your hand if you want. Flash and Reach. Kiskin. But what do you notice? Do we have no blight in green at common? I think that might be the case. We've got Surveil. And Vivid. Moving on to uncommon. We've got some Elf Assassins, Kiskin Druid, Elf Advisor, Kindred Enchantment. It's a Shapeshifter. Bit of funky shape-shifting artwork there. Elf Druid, Elemental with Death Touch. And Vivid. Prismatic Undercurrents, more vivid. I've got Ward here as well. I'm not sure if we've seen that so far. Prism Abasha, is that? Something like that. With Vivid. Okay, Rares and Mythics. Celestial Reunion, Bloom Tender, Brisbane Battler, double face card there, Formidable Speaker, Mutable Explorer, Shapeshifter, the double face card, Oko Shadowmoor Scion. It's just in again because it's green and black. Champions of Perfect, Flash Convoke, Vivid, Affinity for Forest and Landfall. Okay, Landfall's put in an appearance. We got some mill in green. Interesting. Okay. Oh, something creating Mutavault tokens. Cool. That's nice. So, is it the case that there is no blight in green? Yeah. Maybe. Got a lot of vivid. Now, moving on to two colour commons. As you can see, excuse me, sorry. Let's have a drink. Okay, so you can see we've got some hybrid stuff here. Red, white, blue, black, black, red, blue, red, red, green, white, black. We got the full, looks like we got the full 10, doesn't it? Yeah. So that's interesting. So at common, all of the two colour stuff is hybrid, and there's one of each of the colours by the look of things. Yeah. Bit of a mixed bag there. Got several changelings looking around here. I'm just seeing if there's a pattern in the colours. I don't think so. So red, white, that would be enemy, wouldn't it? Blue, black is not. Yeah, so. Right, moving on. So now we move on to two colour uncommons, and we've got mixture of regular multicolour and hybrid, and there's 15 cards here. So this time round, does it look like we've got, I think we've got the hybrid, we've got the full complement of combinations, all 10, would that be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. And then the other 5 are multicolour cards, regular multicolour cards, 2 colour. And it looks like, are they allied colour? No. They're not, are they? What are they? Looks like they might be a bit over the map. So that is. Black, green. Oh, hang on. No, so it's black, red, isn't it? Is allied with black is either blue or red. Okay. That's definitely enemy colours. Okay, so Oh, here we go. There's our figure of fable. That's it's a rare. So here we've got all the rares and mythics that are 2-colour. 22. So this might be a bit harder to count through. I may just have to eyeball this. I probably could have filtered these. Let's just count these off then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've missed one, haven't I? Either way, that doesn't add up. So 22. Done. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I don't know if this is a thing. I do apologise. I'm doing this on the fly, so my mind is blank. Oh, there we go. It did work. Is hybrid. So 30. Okay, yeah. So 13 is hybrids, and 9 that aren't. Right. Okay. And is that because there's any reason? I can't see. Yeah, it doesn't look like then any of those are mythics, does it? They're just regular rares. So 9 to 13. And you can see some of these there's doubling up with the colours as well. So yeah, a bit over the map. Looking at this, does it look like there's some sort of legendary creature cycle thingy going on here? I'm sure we'll see in a moment when we look at cycles. Okay, moving on. Wow, still quite a lot of stuff here. Okay, so nothing, no 3-colour stuff, a common, uncommon, but we do have something at rare or mythic, and these are both rare. So we've got Doran Besieged by Time and Marilyn Faye Ascendant. Marilyn in that those mini blocks, micro blocks, whatever you want to call them. Wasn't that mono black or was it blue black? Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway. Oh. Yeah, so nothing big more than 3-colour. Okay, moving on. Here we go. So now we've got at common colourless stuff. Okay, so we've got a couple with Changeling. It's interesting artwork. Creature shapeshifter, Changeling. When this card, search over a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Creature token with Changeling. Oh, that's nice. Another Changeling. So that's a shapeshifter. Changeling, but this isn't. This is a scarecrow. It's pretty interesting. For common yeah, because these, okay, so this is a colourless creature. The rest are, so we've got 2 colourless creatures and the rest are artefacts of some description. Interesting. Okay, 4 colourless spells at uncommon. They're all artefacts, as you can see here. Oh, interesting. Use a creature types. Okay, so yeah, got a couple here where you're choosing a creature type. That one's pretty selective in terms of what you can choose. You notice there's springleaf drum there. And one rare and one mythic legendary artifact, Chronicle of Victory. So have we got any of the set stuff coming through in these? Only really the creature type stuff, really, I suppose. Doesn't look like we've got any blight. Yeah. Several cards like carrying about creature types. Okay. Now we get on to the interesting bit. So 7 non-basic lands here of various rarities. You can see we have Evolving Wilds and Eclipse Realms. So there, that's the you've got 1 non-basic land at common, 1 at uncommon, and then you can see, yep, our cycle here. This land enters, you may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters tapped. So that would be the black, red, white, blue, red. Interesting. Colours they've chosen here. Those are our basic lands. So you can see that we've got 1 each, I think, of the, whatever you want to call this, like the regular style frames, and then 2 each of the full art. And these look very nice, actually. Yep. Yep, no complaints there. Pretty cool. I actually really like these, the regular art as well. Nice. Okay, mythics. So just to summarise the mythics here, we've got 28. You can see quite a mix here. We'll look at some of the legendary stuff in a moment. Some, double face stuff. So we've got 4 mythics in white. Oh, of course, this thing as well here, which is a bit misleading. And again, I forgot to put I should put the set threshold in for the numbers, but it doesn't really matter too much seeing these alongside. I think it's quite nice actually, because you get to see which of these have had the rarity sort of shifted here. So you can see a number of these are alternate art as well. So with the regular cards, 4 in white, 1, 2, 3, 4 in blue, 1, 2 in black, 3 red, 1, 2, 3 green is that, and then we've got some multicoloured stuff. Do you reckon this might be a cycle? We'll see in a moment. Chronicle of Victory. We're slowly getting there. 20 legends. There we go. 4 in white, 2 in blue, a couple in black, 1 in red, 1 in green, some hybrid stuff, and some 2-colour stuff, and some 3-colour stuff. That's all legends, and then breaking it down. So 2 planeswalkers, the Ajani and the Oko, of which that is double-faced, and then 18 which are not planeswalkers. So we've also got the Chronicle of Victory there. So we have Brigid, which is double-faced. Irdu, I'm going to probably mangle the pronunciations here. Reese the Evermore, Sig, double-faced one. Grub, double-faced. Morn Song Aria, Ashling Rekindled. Tristan Callis Cultivator, so both of those double-faced. Abigail Eloquent First Year, Sanya Innovative First Year. So you'll see in a moment there's a tie-in here with another set. High Perfect Morcant, Lorwyn Imperfect Naturalist, Bree of Clan Stoutarm, Kirina Attentive First Year, Tam Mindful First Year, Doran Besieged by Time, Marilyn Faye Ascendant, and Chronicle of Victory. So yeah, why did I do this? Oh, I did, yeah. This was an early attempt, I think, in one of the other ones where I'd actually just sorted these legends by EDH ranking. Yeah, so I'll include a link to that as well. You can have a poke around. Right, so just revisiting themes and mechanics before we sort of go off on other things. So just refresh our memories here. So yeah, -1/-1 counters. I'll include this link as well. There's Blight, Vivid, Convoke we saw, Behold, and non-modal double face cards with transform are used to thematically represent the alternating between. Okay, so that's how they've done that. Lorwyn and Shadowmoor, right. NDFCs don't show up in large numbers but are used for a few key characters. Okay. Roughly equal value. Persist, Conspire and Wither. Evoke. And then we've got, let me just see before we're going to look at the cycles in a moment. Card types, so Kithkins, Goblins, Merfolk, Elves, Elementals, I think we all saw those. Giants, Treefolk, Noggles, okay. Keep our eye, I didn't. They're normally in green, red. Yeah. Must have missed that as we're going through. Here's the limited archetypes. So white, blue, Merfolk. Blue, black. Casting an opponent's turn matters with fairies. Okay. Goblins. Sacrifice -1/-1 counters other. Merfolk was tapping a creature's matters. Vivid mid-range, which is red, green. Green, white's Kithkin. Go wide. Playing Kithkin matters. Blight control. White, black. There's blight everywhere, isn't there, in this set? Elemental. Blue, red. Spells to mana 4 greater matters. Elves in graveyards matter. Blight aggro, red, white, and Vivid ramp, green, blue. So yeah, you can check out all the marketing there as well. The promo stuff, right? Cycles. So this is a bit of an easy way of going through this. So rare typal support. 5 rare spells with Convoke that give benefit to chosen creature types. We got Winnowing. Harmonized Crescendo, Bloodline Bidding. You see, you get to choose. Where is it? Choosing a creature type. Yeah, Collective Inferno, Selfless Self-Right, Safe Right. Uncommon Changelings, Flock Imposter, Omni Changeling, Grave Shifter, Sizzling Changeling, and Chomping Changeling. Vivid Elementals, so yeah, there is a cycle of Elementals here at Uncommon. It's actually 7 of them. Kithkeeper, Shine Striker, Shimmer Creep, Squawk Roaster, Prism Basher, and then we've got Explosive Prodigy and Luminolosk, so yeah. And these all... yeah, Vivid. Strixhaven students, so represent the 4 students at Strixhaven University who protagonize the set story. Abigail, Sanar, Lewin, Carol, and Tam Mindful First Year. Lorwyn joins the class by the end. Okay. It's quite different templating on those. Okay. Some type cycles here. Similar to bloom overlap. Right. Oh yeah, this double face ones. Kindred's commands, yeah, there's a cycle of commands. Bridget's command, Sig's command, Grub's command, Ashling's command, Tristan's command. Cycle of champions. Champion of the Clashin', champions of the show, champions of the weird, champions of the path, and champions of the perfect. I clicked that by accident there, but fortunately it didn't go anywhere. Shocklands. We saw those. Temple Garden, Hollowed Fountain, Blood Crypt, Steam Vents, Overgrown Tomb. Booster fun versions of these cards are reversible to show off their Lorwyn Shadowmoor aspects. Okay. These reprinted lands complete the cycle from Edge of Eternities. Right, so the other ones would have been Edge of Eternities. Okay. Kindred Uncommons. Clash and Festival. One Divine Farewell, Boggart Mischief, Kindle the Inner Flame, and Morkant's Eyes. Gold Signpost cards, here we go. Thought Weft Lieutenant, it's green-white. Jeep Channel Duelist, Boggart Curse Crafter, they're not popping up here. Twin Flame Travellers and Morkant's Loyalist, but we would have seen these. Just the links aren't working at the moment. 5 uncommon dual-coloured spells. Beholders, Kinsbane Aspirant, Silvergill Mentor, Mud Button, Curse Tosser, Soulbright Seeker, and Nizalana Dignitary. So these are great names. Eclipse Creatures. Oh yeah, that's right. So we saw some Eclipse stuff as we were going along. Hybrid Commons. So it looks like there is a cycle of hybrid commons there, which I sort of thought there might be a cycle within there, I think. Complementary cards. Hybrid incarnations. Emptiness. They don't have despair, do they? Emptiness and despair. Wistfulness, deceit, catharsis, and vibrance. And yeah, as it says here, they all have evoke on them. Reaping Willow, Glistavarn, Voracious Tome Skimmer, Hovel Hurler. Oh, there's a Noggle. Yeah, red-green. I was trying to think what coggle, what colour Noggles are in. Hybrid Changings, Prideful Feasting, Chitinous Grasping, Mischievous Sneaking, Feisty Spikeling, and Gangly Stompling. Wow. And we've got some pairs here. Crib Swap, which is a reprint. Names Inversion, Stratosaura, Call Zealot, Baldwir, Aggressor, Pummeler for Hire. I thought they said Pummeler for Life. Pummeler for Hire. Eclipse Realms and Dawnless Parent. Okay. Looks like these match pairs aren't quite as what's the word? Obvious as often other match pairs. And there's a list of reprints, so not a ton. All right. Yeah, Themes and Mechanics. Oh yeah. So I said there's a return of theme deck, so I'll include a link to that. And we've got commander decks. So 2 commander decks. Yeah, and 2 theme decks. Okay, so 252 cards are not reprints. 21 include, I mean here actually, if let's just take out, because obviously let's take out the basics. There we go. So yeah, if you don't include the basics in that, 16. Oh, Goat Nap was a reprint from Modern Horizons. And so not all of these will be reprints from the original Lorwyn. This is from Lorwyn. And you can see obviously the non-basic lands here. Nameless Inversion was from Lorwyn. Temporal Cleansing, March of the Machine. So a number of these are from earlier sets, but not so necessarily Lorwyn. Okay, what else have we got? So Commander. Yep. 4 cards, 20 new cards. I think this is complete now. I'll include a link and you can sort of peruse it at your leisure. Oh, nice soaring art. Command Tower. Oh, usual slew of reprints. Grave Titan is in these Commander decks. Oh, Skin Render. And Shriekmore. Yeah, you got you a lot of the usual suspects here. Cultivate, Harmonise, got Armor's Reach. I think you get the picture if you're familiar with Commander. Putrefy, Terminate, Commander Sphere. Surprise, surprise, Fellwar Stone. What Commander products hasn't that been printed in? Jungle Shrine, I've got some 3-colour stuff here. Primal Beyond as well, yeah, that's an interesting card for elementals. And then this stuff, so Lorwyn Eclipsed, the special guest, probably my least favourite artwork. I can't really put my finger on it exactly. But at least you can still identify it as a magic card. So actually, these are the ones that I've always had a bit of a problem with. These, they just always look like bubblegum cards from back in the day or something similar. I mean, I know they're probably trying to make them look like what sci-fi film posters maybe. But yeah, that's the only thing. When I look at them, I have to do like a multiple take to go, is that a magic card? And then I can sort of start to see elements. But yeah, so that's probably the only style I've really have I think a problem with through the history of magic. I think most things now, they seem to have settled on, keeping it so you look at it and you go, oh yeah, no, I can see that's a magic card. And this is just all the earlier, the other cards that fall into this category of special guests, but these are the only ones here for this set, basically. These ones from this set. Painter's Servant. So you've got, classic stuff here. Idyllic Tutor, Kinsplane Cavalier, Mistplane Click, Wonderwine Prophets, Bitter Blossom, Fairy Macabre, Goblin Chieftain, Goblin Sharpshooter, Heat Shimmer, Devoted Druid, nearly said Devoted Droid, Devoted Druid, Helix Pinnacle. Interesting, that's in here. Leaf Crowned Visionary, Regal Force, Manamorphose from Shadowmoor. Risen Reef, Slippery Boggle, Dolmean Gate, Door of Destinies, Painter's Servant, and 1000 Year Elixir. That looks pretty cool. Quite like that as well. Door of Destinies. Now the other thing I was going to quickly check on was this. Let me just do this before we wrap it up here. Okay, so is that must be the, yeah, these are the, I think I'm right. Let me just see if I can go back to the cycle there. Thought wafted and deep channel dualist, boggart, cruise crafter, twin flame travellers. Dualist, Morkan's loyalist, thought weave, lieutenant. Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? Okay, so there they are. Death touch. Whenever another goblin you control dies, each creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Deep channel dualist. At the beginning of your end step, untap target merfolk you control, and a merfolk you control get +1/+1. This one, other elves you control get +1/+1. Kiskin elementals. So goblin, merfolk, elf, Kiskin elementals. And anything else here that equates to that? Not. So those are our hybrid signposts. So if I take that and do this, just see if it's already been tagged up. So that's the cycle. Oh, yeah. Okay, so all we've got to do then is if we negate out the eclipsed, that should leave us with the rest, shouldn't it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we got there in the end. So these are the other draft indicators that are uncommon. Barn, Hovel, Noble Robber, Reaping Willow, and Voracious Tome Shredder. I think I've got that right, haven't I? Yeah. Wow. I like that artwork there. Pretty cool. Excellent. I think that's probably as good a point to end it. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed that look through the set. Yeah, don't very often get a new set musings on here because I only really intend to ever cover any of the in-universe stuff, and at the moment that doesn't happen very often. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I'll catch you in a future episode.